What's up, guys? It's your girl, Nag85, Psycho Sister, Auntie M, Angie Bob, Angie Marie, Fat Girl Rock Bottom, Mom, however you know me, you know me. This is my 10th time doing this video. I don't do editing, which I need to learn how to do. I'm going to cut everything that I said all heartfelt and stuff in my last one short because I want to get to the meat and potatoes of this video. I wanted to talk about, first of all, update. The last video was definitely a little manic and was like, oh my God, everything's going on. And everything is going on. I have so many pots on my stove that it's ridiculous. I'm trying to do so many things at once. So let's handle the first question. Did I move back to mom and dad's? Yes. Why? It didn't work out at either one of my brother's places. I'm not going to go into details. There's no sense in taking accountability or, you know, this is my version or he said, she said. None of that. It just didn't work out. I believe that the universe speaks for a reason. And I believe there's a reason that I went and stayed with each of them. And there's a reason that I'm back here. And I think that that will all tie together in my gentleish parenting. But because it's very cool to me and curious to me to see how all four different children of my parents who were raised in the same environment, how we have each grown up differently. So I want to first of all let everybody know who watches this. I'm going to be posting a lot of things on my social media about gentleish parenting and, you know, little, I don't want to say quotes, but just like little things about parenting. Never think that I'm coming at my mom and dad or that I'm saying it about somebody directly, because it's not true if you think that. There's just differences in generational, you know, discipline, generational raising of children, generational purposes of children. You know, we went from children were to be seen and not heard, and they did their chores, and they were pretty much like little laborious, to here's your safe space or safe space, and I can't tell you no. I have to find an alternative to the word no. Yeah, it's not happening. You got to learn the word no. So, I'm kind of on a venture for that, but that's way down the road. I'm going to write a book. I've started already. I'm going to finish it. It's just not high on the priority list. Also being back home really helps, especially like tonight, for example. I have a visit. I pick up a kiddo at 8 p.m. from a visit, take them to their placement in Clayton, and then come back home. So I'm not home until like 9:30. Not being here, I'd have to come pick up Sabrina, get her home, fight the second wind, get her in pajamas, get her ready for bed. And it would be a mess. Here, I come home, mom already has it taken care of. I should have got my vapor rub. I'm stuffy. So it just works out better all around for right now. And then I don't have to pay a landlord for, you know, stupid shit. I can put my money into my mom and the family and stuff. Hold on. I've got to you guys get a weird, awkward version of me because I'm not going to redo this video. So this is all raw. All raw. You would not imagine that I had that, right? Anybody who follows me knows. Whoop. Okay. So with that being said, I've got my gentleish parenting thing happening. I really wanted to go hard with the vlogs this year. That hasn't happened. I'm trying to be consistent with PT. I was getting good, and then life like ripped the carpet out from under me. Started back over. We're getting things set back up and figured out. This shirt makes me look so chubby. I don't care. But I wanted to talk about budgeting. Budgeting has never been my thing. I know how to budget. You have this much money, you pay this much bills. You don't have enough for all the bills, then you just pay whichever one's going to give you the least late fee. And that's kind of where I was at, is it was like I was getting hit with late fees on my storage. I was getting late fees on, the dog bruises me because we fight. I'm just kidding, we play. I was getting late fees and finance fees and all these things. I'm like, man, I've got to get a hand. I have to get a hand on my money, but I don't make that much money because with my back, I'm still going to PT. It's still a problem sometimes. And I still have nights where, you know, one of my best friends, he gets the worst end of this because I'll call him at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like crying and having a panic attack because I can't sit up or because I can't move and because it hurts so bad and I feel like I'm being set back, or I'll go on, You know, I just had 3 or 4 days in a row that just going to work, like, just killed me. But what I failed to realize is I moved out during that time. I put a lot of stress on my body doing the things that I was doing. So I should have known it was going to happen. But so how am I going to pay all my bills when I can't work all the time? So I started watching different YouTube videos on, you know, different budgeting things. And I started falling asleep watching these. Like, I would just let them play while I sleep. And like, my idea was, let's manifest some financial goals. Let's manifest some financial success. Let's, you know, start building that mindset, because mindset is power. Your mindset is what's going to take the wheel and drive you. If you're focused on your money, like, that's going to be the first thing that comes to mind when you go to buy that, you know, $9 bath bomb, and you're like, oh, but it's only $9. Am I really going to be missing that $9? But your head's going to be like, that $9 could be put towards, you know, this, that, the other. So, I finally found a system that I thought would work good for me, and it was the cash envelope system. And I was like, well, let's give it a try. Every beginning video that I watched, I was like, okay, but how did you come up with that? How did you know how much to put into your gas money? How did you know how much you were going to spend on household stuff? Like, I don't know. If I need shampoo, I go buy shampoo. Like, and I was like, okay. So I adopted I don't know who created the cash envelope system, whatever. I adopted the mindset of using cash and using these envelopes. And then I generated my own way. So we're going to call it cash envelope-ish, right? Everything is ish in my life. Gentle-ish parenting. It should be fat girl rock bottom-ish, because it was my rock bottom, maybe not as hard as other people's. But I wanted to share with everybody how I've managed to go from, in the last 6 months, barely having enough money to, you know, make things happen, having to lift on the weekends or late at night because I literally couldn't afford gas, still having to borrow money from, you know, other people. You know, that's been going on for a few months. Finally got that stopped. Like, finally I got it on top. And I want to share the starting and beginning journey of how I started this. So, first things first, every paycheck I empty out my wallet. This is my wallet. We will get into it. So remember this. Voila, wallet. I put all my ones and change in here. Eventually the change will probably go in Sabrina's piggies. But all my ones go here, okay? Also, I already went through this, but then when I held up my wallet, I had my full-on credit card just flashed at the screen. And I didn't realize it until it was, like, up there for a second. I'm like, you're dumb. Anyways, change in ones going here. I'm probably going to link these up. I haven't decided how I'm going to use these yet, but I'm probably going to get some little envelopes or little containers to start these low income savings challenge books that I got off of Amazon. This one's really cool. I want to find one for change, because what it is you can take, like, for example, let's go to a $1 one. Here we go. If you want to save $70, let's say that you want to buy a new pair of shoes, right? I would cut this page out. So I think they're one-sided. Nope, they're two-sided. Let's say I wanted $70 for a new pair of shoes, right? So what I would do is I would get a container or an envelope, and every time I put $1 or $2 in, you color the envelope. So it makes it just a fun visual. So I plan on putting those, like, up on the wall so I can see, hey, I have this much for my fun. But I didn't want to start these until I was not taking out of my other cash envelopes. So let me walk you through my process. I had no clue what I was doing at first. So what I did is I sat down, I wrote down all my bills, everything that I was paying. I went through my bank account, and anything like Netflix, Hulu, Apple, Zoom, Microsoft I pay monthly for, my website I pay monthly for, anything that came out automatically, I just put that on a list, and I just put it all on a list. And then I broke it down into what needed to be in my account. So make sure there's nothing pertinent on the side. So these were my temporary accounts. So I owed Erin's, the tire store, and Head Candy, because I have an addiction. Thank you. She knows who she is. And now I have $100 for 10 months that I just added right here. And then, so all of this on top of my insurance, my car, my storage, the internet that I pay for, I can't read it upside down. All of that equals $15.88 without this. So $15.88. So I'm like, okay, I split that in half. So every single check, $794, has to go to the account that's paying these bills. So I transfer over $800. Automatically, I'm $6 up. So every check, I'm $6 ahead, which doesn't sound like a lot. Do the math. In 10 months, that's $60. That's not a lot. But without 6, you can't get to 60. Without 60, you can't get to down payment for a house. So I transfer the 800, and then I take whatever's left out of my account. I just pull it out. Like, bye-bye. I might leave like 20 or 30 in there just in case there's something pending. But that's just because I'm so used to swiping my debit card. There's usually always something pending. I don't have anything pending now, and I know what I swipe my debit card for. So it's pretty cool. So this first one, we're going to cover up real good. This first envelope is the one that I keep my license, my debit cards, my medical cards, any cards that I need are going to be in this first one. I don't like to put them in this because I feel like they're just going to fall out. So I kind of wish this had a little zipper, to be honest, which I'm sure they make. So this first one is food, and I'm not going to show you the tracking because that's how I got in trouble. So my food, I can automatically look, okay, I have $40 in there. So if someone's like, hey, do you want to go out to eat? Or I want to stop and get a burger or something on, or Adelano's on my way home, I look, oh, I have $40. Cool, I can do it. There's a point there was only $7. So then I had to make a choice. Do I want to buy something for $7 or do I want to not? Obviously, I'm coming home to make top ramen. Now, that's the hardest part, is the willpower, because it's easy to go into your other envelopes and just take out. And you'll see where I've done that before. So the next one I have is gas. And I can see straight away that I have $100 in here because I just put $60 in yesterday. So in this gas fund, there's $100. When I go to the gas tank, or if I go to the gas station, if I use my debit card, which I sometimes do, if I'm just like having a bad back day or I don't feel like walking in or whatever, if I swipe my debit card, I take the money out and I put it right back here into, this is my deposit to the bank envelope, which means I've used money from my bank account. I need to replace that money. And I usually do that next day, so I don't have anything outstanding. So gas, I can see there's $100. Health, this is PT. I just keep money for health in here. Household essentials, this is typically like, depending on where I'm at, like right now, it's kind of irrelevant because, you know, being here, mom and dad take care of a lot of, you know, toiletries and stuff. But should someone be like, hey, you know, we need toilet paper, or if I need like garbage bags or something to set up like the rooms or whatever, household, I have $40. All right, boom. Sometimes though, you'll see on 112, I bought $20 in scratch tickets and I took it out of the household funds. Is that the right thing to do? No, but that day I really wanted scratch tickets and I've been holding myself accountable and I've been doing what I can. I had money here and I was honest about it. So am I going to beat myself up over it? Hell to the no. I tracked it. And plus, I built it back up. Then I have wait, is that the household? Yep, housing. Then I have my miscellaneous funds. So this is just miscellaneous stuff. This is actually where the scratchers should be coming out of, or, you know, when Sabrina's, hey, I want to play this claw game, or, you know, whatever. If I go to the store and this is one of the big questions I had. Well, how do you separate it when you're at the store and you buy hairspray and you buy, you know, you buy Sabrina a toy and you buy 5 hours and you buy some food and you buy this and that. How do you separate it? Well, I don't sit at the counter and go, okay, hold on, I need to do this much on the food and this much here. No, what I do is I simply, usually before I go in, I either make sure that I have like 100 or 150 on my debit card, or that I put 150 somewhere in here, that I have it easy to get to. So I put it all in the miscellaneous. Okay, and then I go back through and say, okay, and I compare my receipt. $5 of this was for hairspray, this is for beauty, this is for this, that, the other. So this is the first binder that I fill. Once I'm full on these, so I have, oh well. Once it's full on these, so I have the original balance. So when I have $40 on here, next time I might put 60 and try to have $60 in the food one. Or like the gas one, I'll have $100 here. I will not carry more than $100 per envelope. So I might start a secondary envelope and put it in a secondary binder and have $200, because sometimes the $100 doesn't last me a whole check, because depending on where I drive or how many Lyft trips I get or whatever. Sometimes that's not enough, so it's always good to have backup. Now, the next part, and some people have high priority and low priority. I tried doing that. That didn't work out for me. I was like maybe long-term, short-term. That didn't work out. What I did, this is a little bit scattered still, and I'm sure in a year from now when I'm all professional and my fingers are all cute and I don't have all these bruises and my camera's face down and you're looking at my fingers like, oh, here's my pretty little planner, like how they do the videos. Just kidding. No hate, no disrespect. I love the women that do, and the men. Actually, I haven't seen any men, but I love the women that do these videos. I wish y'all would show your faces too, because I don't just want to see your hands. Anyways, this says low priority. It's really everything. Everything that I don't carry. So I start with, I pay my mom for the phone bill. So each check, I put a certain amount in there. And then when I give my mom the money, I put the date. And so I have, okay, you paid that much here. That also helps for taxes, because being a business owner, I can write off things like what I pay for my phone, what I pay for this. This will help me next year for taxes because I'll be able to write them all off. Unlike this year, because I didn't track anything. The next one is car maintenance. This one's at 0 because I just paid the tire store off. But I would normally try to put like $10 or $20 in here, because then throughout the time, like if I would have been doing this all last year, then when my heater pump went out, I would have had to put it on payments at the tire store, saving me finance charges. But it's empty right now. Then I have clothing. Right now we have $20 in here. We don't buy a lot of clothes, so I don't put a lot of stuff in here. Sabrina gets a lot of hand-me-downs from the cousins. A lot. And I rock the same shit I did 6 years ago, because I now almost weigh the same as I did 6 years ago. So, entertainment. This is going to be for things like if I want to take Sabrina to the movies, or if I want to go like on a road trip or whatever. Christmas. This is a big one. Every year I rush at the end of Christmas or the end of December, and I spend so much money, and I end up getting shit. I'm just going to say, I just get items. For what reason? I have also started hand in hand with this, I've started pre-shopping. So like, for example, I ordered my brother something for his birthday, but his birthday isn't until June, but it was on sale on Amazon now. So I already have his birthday, and I have a list in my day planner, which maybe one day I'll share, a list of whose birthdays when, who I've already shopped for, who I haven't. So when it comes time for Christmas, I can be like, oh, I already have Christmas presents for, you know, Dalton, Kayla, Mom, and Sabrina. And so I'll know, okay, I have $1,000 or whatever I have in there. I think I put the cap at $1,000, which is when I'll stop filling this envelope. But I'll have $1,000, and I've already purchased things that I found at, you know, the thrift shop, or, you know, that made me think of people, which is more sentimental. So that's cool. A new phone. My phone screen is completely cracked in a million places. So I'm currently saving, but I only have $20. So I have like $1,400 more because I want the new iPhone. Business expenses. This is going to be for things that I have to buy, like pens or ink or, you know, whatever. Business licenses, I put this in a separate one because every year I have to pay about $400. Well, I think it's like $400 for all the different licenses that I have to have between my two, between Angie's family businesses, Angie's family services, and lifting. So between the two, I usually pay about $400. So I'm hoping, even if I stop right now, next year when it comes time, or later this year in September, I only have to come up with $280 because I have $20 in here. So if I just take $20 here and there instead of blowing it on, oh, I don't know, more day planners, I'll slip it in here and forget I have it. Car licensing, same thing. Cap this at $100 because my license only takes, I think it's only $80 some. So I'm going to probably save $150. That way when it comes time for my tabs, I don't have to be like, oh shit, I didn't plan it. I've been planning, I'm on top of it. Debt payoff. So this I actually used to pay off head candy. I had a friend introduce me to a product which I did not fully finish yet. I still have to finish straightening, but my new straightener, and I had to get the bundle. So they were like, hey, we have a pay later option, which isn't the best of decisions, but whatever. I paid them off. So now anything in there will go to the next bill. I have some collections that send me, like, I owe, I think $900 on one credit card. and they're willing to take a one lump sum of $340. So when I get $340 in here and I get one of those envelopes, done. Which will affect, you'll see like the snowball effect. I'm sure as we go, you guys are going to be able to watch me like grow. And I want you guys to engage. Like, tell me, did you really make it this far in the video? Like, are people really watching me for 20 minutes? Or are you bored at this point? Or what? Like, I'm just going to keep making the videos because that way I can refer back to myself, obviously. But also, if it helps anybody, like, you know. Anyways, next is insurance. If you pay for your car insurance as a whole instead of monthly, you save a bunch of money. I only have $20 in there. I have a goal of $3,000 for next year, which is a lot. But I have to have a certain coverage. So, emergency savings, I have $40 in here. This is for things that are emergencies. This is like, oh my gosh, my head gasket blew, or like, you know, last minute items, like last minute. And then I have the Sabrina folder. Now, the Sabrina folder is a little bit up and down because Sabrina also has her own bank account that I take. I take a certain amount. I'm not going to say how much, and I'm not going to discuss like the child support and stuff, but I did get awarded child support, and so I take a certain amount of that and I move that into a fund for her because it's money for her. So but then I take like another certain percent and I use that to do things like she needs new shoes, or, you know, things that she needs right now that, you know, it helps. But it's not really going to matter. Well, I mean, it's going to matter, but it's going to be a side bonus because by the time she's old enough to take advantage of that, my shit's going to be together. So I'll be able to take care of her. But yeah, so basically those are my two binders, and I have had to go through and like, and even not even have to, like, I was fiending one day and I'm like, man, I haven't been to the casino. I really want to do some fun. I want to buy scratchers. I really don't want to do it. So I went into one of my other folders and I didn't log it. I just took it. There was this lottery or scratch ticket machine, and I'm like, YOLO. So, you know, life's going to happen. And I think that it'll be good to have someone like me that's like a real life, not, you know, picture perfect. You don't need no filters. Yeah, I do. I need filters. I got bad skin. I'm just kidding. But it'll be cool to have somebody like me that's like really down to earth and really coming from like, I don't want to say nothing, but I'm coming from a foundation that was built for me of, you know, work ethic and morals and the ability to like try new things and to, you know, this budgeting stuff is scary. The life changes that I'm making is scary. Like, standing up for myself is scary. Like, going to the pool twice a week is scary. It's all scary and it's uncomfortable. But in order to get comfortable, we have to get uncomfortable. And that's where my focus is. I have a bunch of messages. I know I posted, actually the day that I moved out of my brother's, I had posted, or maybe it's the day after, a TikTok that basically said, you know, I was just going to be quiet for a little while and just, you know, get my thoughts in order. And I did. I know there's some people out there that think that I ghosted them. Even my best friend, who I finally got to hang out with last night, my sister of, you know, 30 years, I disappeared on her pretty much, like yes and no. Like, hey, how's it going? I'm good. You? I'm good. You? That's not like me. That's not like me. I went down such a dark mental spiral over the last year that I literally feel like I've been in a hurricane and I've just been like reaching for like something to ground myself on. And judge me if you want to, being back with mom, dad, and especially with the girls here, and then Clayton's here, Leslie's here. I still get to see my other brothers, like my brother Rocky. He had a daughter. Like, she's freaking gorgeous. I've gotten, you know, to hold her and play with her, and you know, there's no bad blood. Like, my other brother were, you know, cool. Like, sure, I'm sure there were some things that were said that hold feelings for, but I'm not the type to hang on to stuff from the past. So I just move forward. And right now I'm at a point where I feel like, you know, I've made amends with everybody. And, you know, usually when I use terms like I'm making amends, it's because I'm suicidal. So anybody watching this that knows that, not even a thing. Like, I've made amends. I've had some really good talks with my mom about, you know, some of the things that I've harbored since I was, you know, 6, 7, 8 years old. You know, I've had a lot of really good talks with my mom about, you know, my current situation and how I feel and everything. And it's been great. So I feel like I've finally found something to like grasp onto. And this, getting my money in order, I'm setting up an area of our room for Sabrina. I'm setting up an office. Like, I am literally setting up an office, a playroom, and a bedroom. Oh, and a kitchen, because we got a snack drawer, like all in my little room I was in when I was 15. But it's temporary because I have plans to get a house, and I'm hoping for a big one. And until then, I'm just gonna stay with it and keep, you know, posting videos and keep doing what I love to do. But understand that between, you know, trying to get my TikTok followers up, scratch that, Sabrina, my family, work, trying to get my TikTok followers up, trying to get my blogs done, budgeting, scheduling, figuring out when I'm going to eat, because like I don't eat all day, trying to get myself motivated to like even get out of bed, you know, making it through just this stuff does not leave room for text messages, does not leave room for hanging out with a lot of people. It does not leave room. I've barely had any time for anything, so I'm not trying to be rude to anybody. And I appreciate all the messages that are coming through. If I haven't read it yet, know that I've seen at least the notification. And I haven't clicked it yet because I don't want you to think I left you on red. I just don't have time to keep up with everything. So with that being said, I really do appreciate everybody's support because it has been a hell of a battle. But we, as in me, my family, y'all, we're on the come up. Like, we're going to do this. 2023, the year of consistency. This is it right here. You're watching my moment. Until next video, have fun and, you know, catch you on the flip side.